Okay, it's going live. I'll do a sound check in a bit. I don't think anybody will be dialed in because it's kind of late in the evening. Hello, everyone, if you're there. I know it's late in the evening in the mainland USA. My name is Rick. Welcome to Digital Fortress. And I'm doing this video to go over how complex are passwords and passphrases. Now, I'm not a mathematician, so my math might not be perfect. And I was having a discussion with someone this morning about how complex passwords and passphrases are when you use uppercase, lowercase numbers, and special characters to make the passphrase. So what I'm going to do is I ran the math because it's not really a debate, it's a math problem. So if you just break it down into the math, it's a lot more simpler, a lot more easily understood. So I'm going to do a desktop share here. Bear with me for a moment. And if anyone is up this time of night, let me know in chat. So I'm going to share my desktop. Bear with me while it does this crazy infinite thing. There we go. There's my desktop sharing. Okay, so how complex are passwords and passphrases? And I'm going to use some real world examples. So if I were to create a dataless wallet, you have to use a minimum of 7 characters and at least one uppercase, one lowercase letter. Now, the number of possible characters on the keyboard is 26 lower, 26 upper, which is 52, plus 10 different digits, which is 62, plus 30 special characters, which is 92. So I have up to 92 different options, and that will come into the math later. Now, if I wanted to enter a password, I have to have at least 7 characters and one uppercase and a letter and a number, and it'll let me know if it's valid or not on here. So what is the math behind that? Okay, 7 characters long and have at least one uppercase and lowercase, and I used 8 as an example. So what I did is I went on the website, big number calculator, and if I used 92, so remember that's 26 uppercase, lowercase, 10 digits, and 30 special characters. That comes out to 92 possible options. And if you make it 8 characters long, that's 92 to the 8th power, and it gives you this number here. It's, 5 trillion, 132 billion. Oh, it's bigger than that. Okay, so it's a real big number. All right, it's a pretty big number. So it's a somewhat complex password. Now, I'm no expert on security and passwords, but it's probably fairly strong. But 8, you might want to use a little bit more than that. It's up to you, your preference. So I ran a few other numbers because the debate was about how complex it is if you use words. And in one example, I used food as an example, but it's a good idea to mix it up a little. Historical figures, tools, names of stores, names of cities, favorite colors, all those different words. The average adult has a vocabulary of about 42,000 words in their native language. Well, BIP39 has 2,048 words, which is not very many words when you think about it. But if you take 2048 to the 8th power, it's a much bigger number right here. Okay, I'll just count the commas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 commas. So if you use the BIP39 words, there's this big number with 8 commas starting off with 3 digits. And if you just use the uppercase, lowercase, numbers, and special characters, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 commas. This is a much smaller number. So you can see that the uppercase, lowercase, you need to make the number much bigger. Let's say, for example, you used 16 characters. It's going to be a massive number, or much bigger number anyway. Boom, look how big it got, okay? So that was just my example. Now I'm going to compare apples to apples. This is 8 characters with 92 possible characters that you can use. This is 2,048 different words, and I know people get concerned about dictionary words, but the BIP39 words were created for a reason. And if you were to use 8 BIP39 words, this is how complex it is. Now we get back to Daedalus, where I mentioned Daedalus before. Here is a 12-word passphrase using the BIP39. So let's take a look at that number. So here's 12 BIP 39s, it is a gigantic number. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 commas, big giant number. This is using dictionary words. And I know people sometimes say, oh, don't use dictionary words. Well, it depends on how you use them. If you're using them for a passphrase, they might be okay. Again, I'm not a security expert, but you see what we have there. Okay, so let me go back over to my web browser and oops, I got different windows popping up here. I don't think I want those. All right, so here's 12 characters. Here's a 12-character passphrase using the 72 available on the keyboard. And it's this big of a number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So obviously 12 is bigger than 8, but check this out. If I take 48 words to the 8th power, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 commas. Or if I use 12 characters, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 commas. So the more complex password is to have 8 words of a set of 2,000. Of course, your vocabulary is much bigger than that. And these are just examples. Do not take this as advice. That's just to show you the difference of using words that might be easier to remember than trying to remember strange characters and strange combinations. It's just an example, though. All right, so moving on to what Daedalus is using. If we use 12 words, 2048, it is humongous. And ultimately, if you create a paper wallet, that is 27. Let me move this out of the way, get in practice here. So 2048 to the 27, paper wallet. The number is absolutely massive. It is incredibly large. Okay, so that's to give you an idea. 8 letters using a password. 8 words using a passphrase. 12-letter password. 12-letter passphrase. Ultimately a 27-letter passphrase. I'm going to stop my screen sharing and check chat to see if anybody has any questions. And I don't know about this time of night. Let's see here. Get back to my window. Apologize for the delays. Yeah. So no questions in chat. If you got any, I'll give it a moment. But I hope you enjoyed the video. If I make mistakes, I'm human. If I made an error in a math, or you have a more accurate way of figuring out the complexity, feel free to let me know in the comments down below. And I'll be happy to hear from you. Thank you. Y'all have a good evening. And aloha.